What's that sound? It's for amusement only, the EM and Bingo Pinball Podcast.
Welcome back to For Amusement Only. This is Nick Baldridge. A reminder that I'll be at the York Show on October 9th and 10th. That's Friday and Saturday. Next Friday and Saturday, in fact. I'll be running a contest there. Anyone who can hit a 4 or 5 in a line on any game will have a chance at winning an autographed copy of one of the Bally Bingo books, autographed by the author. For tonight's episode, I wanted to talk about Hawaiian Beauty. I received an email way back in July from a listener who loves fixing, restoring, and sometimes even playing pinball machines. He asked if I knew anyone in the Southern California area who might be willing to open up their collection that had a bingo so that he could see how they operate and what they're like. I let him know I didn't know anybody in that area, but if anyone happens to know a bingo collector in that area, feel free to contact me and let me know. He let me know about his holy grail pinball machine, which is Hawaiian Beauty. He said that he had a friend who had a playable one for a short time, and he loves the art, the unusual playfield layout, and how there are so many different ways to win replays. He said that he was lucky enough to pick one up. The playfield was in fantastic shape, but the lacquer had started to flake away in the exposed wood area above the artwork. He had to gently sand all the flaky area away, replace the back glass with the repro, and he says the machine is a beauty. And he let me know how the game works, because I have never seen or played one. So this listener was nice enough to mail me a breakdown on the game and the different ways to win and how the game is constructed. So here we go. Hawaiian Beauty. Getting the top passive bumpers 1 to 5, which are non-sequential, lights one red rollover just under the skill holes. They're actually gobble holes. The game starts with the outer 2 rollovers lit, 10,000 points unlit, 100,000 lit. There are kicking slingshots to the left and right of the rollovers, so a lot of the time the ball will kick back and forth collecting points, occasionally going in the gobble holes. After the second rollover is lit, by hitting the 1 to 5 pops 2 times, one of the gobble holes lights for replay and alternates on every playfield hit. When the third and final rollover is lit, special will light on the rubber just above the flipper and alternate from side to side. I think it's interesting that if the ball hits anything, it'll alternate the relay. But if a replay is lit and collected, the alternating relay won't alternate, and the following bounce to the other side will then not be lit for special, but if it hits the other side, it'll switch the replay light, so you're always chasing the special, but won't get it until you interrupt the ball flow. Then each additional completion of 1 to 5 awards a replay. Each of the 3 lower center out lanes will light its corresponding pop bumper. When unlit, the pops are worth 10,000 points. When lit, it adds 2 points to a separate score system. A replay is awarded at 70, 80, or 90 points, and this is adjustable. I don't see any good picture on IPDB that shows the points illuminated. 1 to 15 light up on the trunk of the palm tree on the right, then 20 and 30 are lit on the coconuts. Some of the other numbers may be shown in the blue sky. I don't know offhand. I know this is standard to say, but the pops have to be at top performance to make this game fun. If the ball makes it down and hits the pops, it's a very good chance the ball will work its way back up, unless it's shot into an out lane. There are 2 videos online for the machine, but neither video shows a player that's playing correctly. Playing with one hand and holding a camera with one hand. Maybe I need to make a video of a good scoring game. Replays are collected when the lit gobble hole is made after 1 to 5 is completed 2 times. When the rubber section above the flippers is hit when lit after 1 to 5 is completed 3 times. And each time 1 to 5 is completed after the 3rd time. Entering the left gobble hole collects 500,000 and lights the left out lane for special, and the right gobble hole will do the same on the right. You can also win on score 5.5 million, or points accumulated, for example 70. And to top it all off, this is a double award game. If you press start twice at the beginning of the game, the double light lights on the back glass and awards 2 credits for each replay. So let's talk for a moment about the artwork. The back glass has a Hawaiian scene. There's a beach, volcano in the background, surfers, and a cruise ship. In the foreground, there are several ladies, one sunning herself on a palm tree. And the sun behind her head has the words Hawaiian Beauty etched in it. To the right, there's a palm tree, which contains those coconuts. And in the sky are the 100,000 point scores, along with a rainbow, which lists the million points. The double that this listener mentioned is in the bottom left-hand corner of the back glass. It's a very prominent feature. And the artwork is very attractive on the back glass. On the playfield, you have yet another scene with 3 ladies dancing, one actually playing the ukulele sideways, a reprise of the cruise ship, and surfers. Now, looking at this playfield layout, what this listener described, as soon as you get out of the ball arch, there are the numbers 1 through 5 in pops at the top. The 2 gobble holes are right underneath, along with what looks like a row of rollover buttons that go from left to right in an arc, a parabolic arc, underneath the gobble hole area. Below that are 2 more bumpers. And, from this picture, it looks like 1 to 5 are actually passive bumpers, along with these ones in the middle of the playfield. Then below that, you have the triangular rubbers that this listener mentioned that alternate for special. I think that's a really cool idea, and based on this layout, it would be very hard to achieve. And then directly outside of that, kind of in the bottom middle of the playfield, spread very far apart, are the flippers. And when they are flipped, they expose a triangular plastic post, as was common in those days, which would prevent the ball from going between the flipper and into the out hole immediately if you missed a flip, which is kind of nice. In between the flippers in this very large center area is another arc of those metallic plastics spread across two posts and 3 pop bumpers, which appear to be palm trees. Very cool looking. Now, as far as an exit to the playfield, there are 5 different exits at the bottom. Looks pretty treacherous down there in the pops if you wind your way past that top pop bumper. This game looks really cool and very challenging. I love when Gottlieb experiments with layouts like this. I think it spawns some really fun games, which are unusual. And when the flippers are in a non-standard layout like this, I also tend to appreciate it, because there are so many games that use the standard flipper layout, and certainly players have come to expect that. But when you approach a game like this where the flippers are so far apart, almost as far apart as they possibly can be, your style of play has to change. And I think shaking it up like that is a good idea, at least every once in a while. So I want to thank my listener for sending in that write-up. And thank you for listening. My name again is Nick Baldridge. You can reach me at foramusementonlypodcast@gmail.com, or you can call me on the Bingos line. That's 724-BINGOS1, 724-246-4671. You can listen to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Pocket Casts, via RSS, on Facebook, on Twitter at Bingo Podcast. You can follow me on Instagram at nbaldridge, or you can listen to us on our website, which is foramusementonly.libsyn.com. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll talk to you next time.